The moment you've all been waiting for is finally here. We're at Punnet Squares. Okay, I promise we're gonna do Punnet Squares, but first, I just wanna have us put all of our information together, starting back from meiosis to really show what the letters on the Punnet Square represent. So, in a real quick thing, I do want you to draw it like this because I think this is a really handy way to show what the letters are on the Punnet Square. So, say we have the female, and female is going to go through meiosis, so a couple of the steps. Actually, I got to make sure to draw big enough here. So we're going to have an A and a little a on there. Okay, hopefully you can see that. I'll try and draw bigger. But there's a couple steps. First was replication. The next thing that happened was there is division number 1, and then there is division number 2. And so when we do meiosis, we end up with 4 cells. Each one of these cells is going to have either this or this in it. And if that doesn't make sense to you, make sure you go back to the meiosis video. Okay, just to remind you, these are all cells. This is a chromosome we're just highlighting one gene, either big A or little a. Remember, each chromosome has hundreds of genes, but we're simplifying this. Okay, so that's the female. Here is the male. Same thing is gonna happen. Let's say the male has the same genes just for the sake of simplicity here. So replication happens. Divisions happen. Division 1. Cell splits again. Bloop, 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 bloop. Division 2. And then we have 4 gametes, okay? And these gametes, just like the other ones, we're going to have these guys. All right. Now, however, since these are the eggs, they don't have tails. These are the sperm. They should have tails. So let's draw some little tailies on there. Some little squirmy boys. Okay, so now those guys have tails, and so now we can really show what the Punnet Square is, okay? And so essentially what the Punnet Square is a tool to show the different combinations of eggs and sperm that can come together to give you certain genotypes. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna draw this a little bit bigger here, okay? So we can fit some stuff on here. So, from the mom, we can either get this one with a big A, or the mom can give the kid this cell with a little a, or this cell with a little a, or this one with a big A. But basically, she can either only give a big A, or she can give a little a. So what we do with that, I'm just going to put this whole cell here. This isn't usually how you see this, but let's say the cell with the chromosome is right there. And so she can also give a little a. That's the other option. Like that, okay? And so we're going to do the same thing with the dad. So the dad, since it was started with the same genes up here, the dad can either give a sperm that has a chromosome with a big A on it, or a sperm that has a chromosome with a little a on it, okay? And now, I'm not going to draw all of these cells in the box here, but what we get is what we've been seeing, or what you've learned before with just a traditional Punnet Square. So now we can have that egg and that sperm come together, or that egg and that sperm come together, or this one and this one, or this one and this one, and they all give us some different combinations here. So big A, big A, big A, little a, if these two come together. Big A, little a, if these two come together. And then little a, if these two come together, okay? And just so you know, as a convention, we always draw the big A before the little a, just to keep it consistent, okay? And so with these different combinations, remember what we get in here, those are different genotypes. So a Punnet Square is giving us, let's see, how are we gonna write this? Punnet Square, we should write this down here, okay? The Punnet Square gives probabilities of getting certain genotypes when different egg and sperm meet. Okay, so the key word here is probabilities. And we're going to talk about that. Oh, I'm sorry. So Punnet squares give probabilities of getting certain genotypes when different eggs and sperm meet. Okay, so let's do kind of a sample problem here. And what I might ask you is, let's write this in purple. What is the probability of getting ... So what's the probability of getting big A, big A, big A, little a, and little a, little a? So probability in this case right here, we're just going to count up how many big A's there are. There is 1. That's not. And so there is 1 out of a total of 4, or we could say 25%. Okay, we're going to count up this type. This is heterozygous, remember? So 1, 2. So that's 2 out of a total of 4, or 50%. And again, for the last one, homozygous recessive, right here, there is only 1 of them. So that is 1 out of 4, or 25%. So these are the kind of practice problems that I will be giving you for this video. Good luck. Roo Dog out.